What's up everybody, Dane here with Late Night Outdoors. Today I'm reviewing the DNT ThermNight 635R. DNT Optics was kind enough to send this for us to review, so I figured I would go ahead and talk about it a little bit. So some features on this scope that we really like. This is a multi-spectrum scope, so it's actually got a daytime, nighttime, as well as a thermal. You can't see it on the side, but it's got an IR illuminator, built-in rangefinder with a ballistic calculator. This scope is a 640 by 512 resolution, which I really like. Nice clear image. It is a 1.5 base magnification on the thermal, and the daytime nighttime is actually a 5 times magnification. Some other features this scope has: it's got the SONY STARVIS 2 sensor. That's a really good quality low light performer, and a lot of times you don't even need to use the IR light. This is the DNT ThermNight 635R. DNT also offers a 256 resolution ThermNight as well as a 384. So if this is a little bit out of your price range, you might check out those other offerings from DNT. Some of the stuff we really like on this scope, basically the stuff that really stood out to us, was the zeroing was very easy. It was truly a one-shot zero if you wanted it to be, as long as your gun shoots accurate enough for that to occur, which this one definitely can. The other thing we liked on this one, it's kind of a pro and a con. The 1.5 base magnification is a really wide field of view. That's awesome coyote hunting, to see them coyotes come into the field. Once you see them in the field on your thermal image, which we like to have that on the main screen, the picture-in-picture, you can use that night vision, dial in that IR illuminator, and really know what you're shooting at. This is a 640, which we both like. It's got a nice, crisp, clear image, and you can really know what you're shooting at downrange. We also like how it is a nice compact unit. Even though it's a daytime, nighttime scope, a thermal, it's got IR, it's got the ballistic calculator and the rangefinder. It's nice and small. It's lightweight, and it's just easy to move around. All right, so overall, my thoughts on this scope, we were really impressed. Me and Caleb both use this scope. The 640 resolution is really nice. I think it represents a great value for the money. It's a 640 in the $3,000 price range. I can put up some stuff later on the exact prices on the DNT website, but really impressed. Really good image quality. As far as who we think this scope would be a good fit for, I think if you're in the thermal market and you're wanting a budget-friendly 640, I think this scope could be right for you as long as you meet some criteria. I think because this is a 1.5 times magnification, if you're the type of person that likes to shoot longer ranges, 200 yards and plus, it definitely can do it, but I think you'd be better off with a higher base magnification scope. I think the DNT Hydra series offers one, and you might want to check that one out. But if you normally shoot 200 yards and in, and you want the ability to film daytime, nighttime, you want the thermal, you want it all in one package, I think this scope is a great value for the money. The IR is great for identifying targets. If you've never used a thermal before, and you're unsure if that's a coyote or a fox or the neighbor's dog, I think that's where the nighttime, the night vision, and the IR is really going to help you out. You can really get in there close and see a detailed picture of what you're looking at. That way you know your target is what you think it is. I think if you're the type of hunter that frequently shoots out over 200 yards, you might be better off looking at some of DNT's other optics with a higher base mag thermal. This does have a 5 times base mag daytime, nighttime, and that is nice for getting in there zoomed in close. But for us personally, we think it would be better off if it had a little more base magnification on the thermal. I think though, for Team Late Night Outdoors, if we were to buy a DNT optic right now, we would probably look at the Hydra series. I think they have the HS650R. It's a 50 millimeter objective, 2.5 magnification base power, and I just think that would be better for us because we do frequently shoot 200 yards and farther. And also here in Missouri, we can't use a thermal on anything other than coyotes.
All right, guys, we're going to sight in the DNT ThermNight 635R at 50 yards here. Get this range. Yards. Getting high. Bullet holes. First, we're going to go into settings here. We are adjusting the zero on this scope. So you long press the settings button, scroll the settings wheel, and it says connections, zeroing. We're going to hit this right button here to select. So I can go in, go down, zeroing profile 1. I'm going to go to freeze frame and I'm going to turn that on. Hold on, let me get it on. What I need to hit here. Perfect. And then go down to my X axis here. And I need, it's on 17 right now. I need to go over left a little bit. Then I'm going to go to my Y axis and go up to about right there. And hit save. Select button is on the right. Okay. All right. So we got it sighted in here at 50 yards. When I went into freeze frame, maybe everybody doesn't know what freeze frame is, but basically you put your crosshairs on the bullseye, what you're trying to shoot, and you freeze that frame, and it basically takes a still image of that target you're shooting at. And then you go into your Y and X axis to adjust up and down, left and right. So that's what we just did, and now we should be on. We're going to test that right now. I think it's on. Put one more in here. Yep, she's on. All right, guys, we moved back to 100 yards here to really fine tune this thing. I'm going to shoot and see what it does. Yep. You know what? I didn't hit record, but I'm also going to change this reticle because I'm shooting at a red dot.
Yeah, change it.
All right, guys, we're still a little bit high. We're going to go into the settings here to adjust that and bring it down a little bit. All right, guys, we made our adjustments here in the freeze frame. We're going to shoot again here, and hopefully it's in the bullseye. All right, guys, just shot at 100 yards. We almost got it dialed in there. It's shooting just a ½ inch to the left. So I'm going to shoot one more time. I just made my adjustments, and hopefully we are dead on. That'll do. All right, guys, we got the day-night sighted in, shooting bullet holes dang near. We are going to work on the thermal side of it now. Just off the picture-in-picture, it looks a little bit off, so I'm going to send one downrange, see what it's doing, and then we'll come back and make adjustment then. All right, guys, we were hitting a little bit low in the thermal. We made some adjustments, and we're going to shoot it again and see where it hits now. Pretty sure I hit it.
I think that bolt's gone.
There's a lot of white on that target. Oh, I 100% hit it. All right, guys, sighted in the day-night scope. This is my group on that. 3-shot group, not bad. Then we went to the thermal scope and got it sighted in. There used to be a bolt right there.
Where at? Point it out?
Right there, right, yeah. Right
yeah.
in the face.
I'd say you hit it.
Used to be a bolt there. So, I'd say we are ready to hunt with this scope. All right, guys, after a little bit of walking around, we managed to find the bolt I was shooting at. So, we got it.
All right, everyone, I'm going to walk you through the process of downloading the DNT app and connecting it to your ThermNight. That way you can go ahead and set up the ballistics, and then I'll be testing that here later in the video. So the first thing you want to do is go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, type in DNT in the search box, and go ahead and click Install. After that installs, you can open the app, and you'll need to grant it any permissions that it's asking for. You will also want to make sure that the Wi-Fi is turned on your ThermNight. To do that, you can long press the menu button for about 2 seconds to open settings. Then on the connections menu, press the right button, which is the PIP button. The display will say Wi-Fi. Hit the PIP button again to get into the Wi-Fi menu, and then hit it once more to turn on the Wi-Fi. Now press the color mode switch button, which is the left button, 3 times to exit the menu. Now open your phone's Wi-Fi settings, select the device Wi-Fi name, enter the password 12345678, and then click Connect. Now you can go back to your DNT app, and you will click Add Device. Select ThermNight Multispectral and find your correct ThermNight model, either the TNC335R, TNC635R, etc., and then click Add. After adding the device successfully, it will now be connected. You can now tap Ballistics on the bottom menu. Then tap the zero distance box to adjust your ballistic parameters. Modify the information to match your current ammunition. Change the zero distance, scope height, twist rate of your barrel, caliber, bullet weight and length, as well as your average velocity. I was chronographing the rounds we shot today, so I have an average velocity to enter in the app. This rifle has a 1 in 8 twist, so I will enter that. It is chambered in .223 Remington, which is .22 caliber, but actually measures at .224 inches. The bullets I'm shooting weigh 55 grains. They measure .81 inches long. Average velocity is 3,179 feet per second. Ballistic coefficient is .267, and I'm using G1. Click Save. Now tap Sync Ballistic Data, then tap OK. 195 yards, 306 yards. Yep, a little bit to the right. I'm gonna do range it. It's 307 yards.
6. I would say the ballistic calculator works.